Hello, it's a Seahawks fan with another Go Battle League video, and we have Meganium, and also double water types in for Alligator and Shadow Polyrath. Now, I did not want to TM and build a better for Alligator, and this one is okay. Meganium is a XL up beast. Now, Meganium may be an absolute pretty terrible Pokemon in the main series games, but it's got its use in Go Battle League for Pokemon Go. And as a XL'd up Pokemon, it is a tank, it's a beast. And with how prevalent water types are and how strong they are, this pure grass type with fire type coverage, being able to throw an earthquake into lots of Incinerate users, and also just being able to resist electric. I guess just take neutral. Gonna swap into for Alligator. And kaboom, the Tapu Koko. And we have a Shadow Polyrath, which is going to comfortably clean up this a Greninja, because as a dog type, they're going to take a little too much counter damage. Now, if they do have air relays and we're able to land both, then they could definitely win. They got the boost, and that is not going to save them. But now Meganium, when it was they got the double boost on Greninja, and that was absolute insanity. I definitely should have let the second Night Slash go, but it's fine. Here we are, another bad lead, but it's not Ogre. Now Meganium, when it was first added, it was pretty exciting with the Frenzy Plant Community move. Just being able to deal with a lot of Swampets at the time, and it can still do a good job up against water types. Now, whether you want to spend the candies like I do, if you have a good enough one for Ultra League and XLs, that's definitely up to you. Could definitely be getting the Classic Community at some point, considering we are about to have Typhlosion Classic Day. You may see this video after that day, but if it tracks Niantic's pattern, then both Chikorita and Totodile are going to be on the card soon, which will be very exciting if we do get those in the next year. But here we are into the commentary. We have a Skeldurge. They have a very high attack stat, so they're gonna win CMP tie. I do grab the last shield with Icy Wind. And I throw 2 Vine Whips. I think there had to have been some lag, because surely the Incinerate would have taken me out. But I will take that win. I think it was damage registration error, where the damage did not register. Because it takes a turn to throw a move, and it took 4 turns to throw 2 Vine Whips, which should have definitely given equal to 5 turns for Incinerate to then have the damage register. And I got a free win to then finish a 3-0 set. Well, 2-3 wins with this team to get to Ace Trainer break for the season. Now, with it being under 2 weeks into the season and the best of the best players being at veteran as the best, I will take it. Definitely have improved since previous seasons, being able to be at this ELO so early on. And I'm actually not using the craziest, most powerful teams. I definitely have used a lot of good Pokemon, but here we are with, it's a fairly respectable Ultra League team, but with no legendaries. Like, yes, for Alligator is one of the best, but it's not the Shadow for Alligator, and the non-Shadow, having that extra bulk is very handy. You're still able to spam out tons of Hydro Cannons. And my Shadow Polyrath is terrible. It is terrible IVs for Ultra League. It's just the only one I had built with counter. The only Shadow Poliwag I had with the community day we got. And here we are. IVs only matter to a point. And here, I threw 2 counters. And I was able to throw the move. But the Incinerate damage did register. So I definitely robbed the win. Well, Niantic robbed a win from my opponent using this team. And I am showing all the battles I've used with this team. Able to grab a shield off Shadow Dragonite. Just going to throw a move before they win CMP tie, but they actually double shield. They actually double shield, which I was a little surprised. They may not know the counts exactly of Ice Beam. I am going to shield up. Oh, with Superpower. They're going to give me less farm, but do a tad less damage. We have found Tapu Fini, which with Nature's Madness is absolutely insane. I'm going to bring in Meganium. And while this Squirrel is one of the tankiest, absolute insane Pokemon as an XL'd up beast, I have no idea if this is XL'd up. It could just be like bad IVs, but if it is XL'd up, it's a tank. And Meganium being able to outbulk and dish just heavy hitting Frenzy Plants left, right, and center. And I'm going to get a snipe with Shadow Poliwrath, leaving with that saved Frenzy Plant. Just trying to do everything I can to secure the win. I may not have needed. May have been able to just stay in with Meganium, but just on the off chance, I was a little shy of damage, and if they were able to get a Nature's Madness loaded up, just wanted to play good conditions, and an actual good lead, and they have a terrible save swap because I have the perfect counter to grab them, get them to top left. I do not blame them in the slightest. Now, Mandibuzz. Ice Beam does have health. They are a dog type, so Shadow Claw is doing like nothing. They are throwing aerial aces at this point, and they give me Greedent. Now, there's still play for them if they have Trailblaze. They're going to Body Slam spam, which makes sense. If I threw one turn faster, swap a bit sooner, I would have been able to debuff before taking the second Body Slam, but that's fine. It is resisted Body Slams. And I'm going to have a move loaded for Electrode. Okay. Dragging out Electric type is fantastic. And Icy Wind number 2. They are double debuffed. They are not going to do much to my Meganium. They are going to get rid of that debuff with bringing in a Mandibuzz. I do have a shield, which is fantastic, keeping me around, and I can unleash this Ice Beam to grab that KO. An Electrode, while it does farm me down, it does not have the needed move to one-shot my Meganium. I don't think a Fire-type move, maybe Overheat, would be able to one-shot me from Electrode, but alas for them, it did not. Tricky lead with Golisopod. The damage from Exeter is a lot. Gonna throw Ice Beam, resisted, not too good. Going to see if I can just bring in Shadow Poliwrath to gain a boatload of energy. I'm going to shield up Exeter, which is resisted, and I definitely should have let it go because I'm going to see the damage from it. Although I was scared of the potential aerial ace. I found a Primarina and I found a Registeel, and I'm like, I'm out of here. Just sometimes, just like the alignment is not there. May have been able to play around, but I do not want to try and just land the heavy hitting earthquakes. Wasn't a lost cause, but early in the season, there is no legend push. There's no veteran or expert push yet. I'm going to swap out with all that energy. I do find a Guzzlord, which is okay. Okay. They have all the HP, and I have a lot of bulk and HP, and decent, well, okay moves. Earthquake gets them to half health. Gonna dish out Frenzy Plant before they take me out. Gonna be able to swap into Shadow Poliwrath to grab the sniping counter down. And I can debuff this for Alligator. It is purified, so it gets damage bonus against me as a Shadow. And the next Icy Wind must debuff them into Oblivion. And are they going to take me out? No, they're not. Counter down on them for the win. Next throw, leading into Guzzlord. Ice Beam is going to be able to pull off a shield, and they are not going to throw a move yet, which is fantastic. Going to just bring in Shadow Poliwrath. They do give me Skeleturge. I had to be careful to not let a full Incinerate through. That would have been dangerous. The move has not gone through yet. And we see MP tie, which is unfortunate, but here we are. Double shielding up, going to just trust that my Pokemon have what it takes because, there's big play. Gonna bring in Meganium to just be an energy cushion. And they bring in Guzzlord. They do leave with the move. Dragon Claw is not enough for a knockout, and I can EQ. Kaboom! Getting them down to yellow. I have an Icy Wind loaded. I have lots of energy on my Feraligatr, and they are going to have to be careful about that. Sludge Bomb is thrown. Actually, no, I did not have energy this battle. Can I hang on? Did the non-Shadow Feraligatr save me? Yes, it did. Shadow one would have gotten taken out at this point. We got a Giratina. This beast is a nuisance to take out. It is Shadow Claw, so no dragon damage. Tentacool is a tough save swap, but if it's Dragon Double Poison Team, that makes sense. And I think it's potentially okay to bring in Shadow Poliwrath. I call the Acid Spray, which is fantastic. I'm going to debuff their attack so they don't get too ahead of themselves. Acid Spray number 2, let's go. They're not getting me. I'm going to dish out a Skull to grab a KO if they no shield, and they do not shield. Shield parity, where we each have even shields, they have 2. They do get some nice energy gain. Unfortunately, they make a brilliant catch of the Ice Beam, and I'm in a really tricky position. Now, Meganium, the bulk. Is that a Nature's Madness? It is. May have needed to shield that. Are they going to let me take them out? They do. Green Health Giratina with lots of energy. Gonna make a catch. How much is it going to be? Oh, it gets me down to red. I'm just going to concede. Not easy. And now Thunder Punch is in the Scrafty arsenal, so it's definitely going to have it, as I have 2 water types. I would definitely run it if I was using Scrafty, but here we are. Thunder Punch gets me under half health, which is fine. Going to be able to throw the next Hydro Cannon to grab a shield or a KO, and I do grab a shield. They have Shadow Charizard, okay. Definitely wasn't over, but I'm not taking any of that. Gonna bring in Shadow Poliwrath for a Greninja lead, and I'm gonna let them throw the first move. It's Fly. I throw Scald. It goes shielded. I have a Scald loaded. I'm going to shield up once again. Probably should be throwing Icy Winds, but here we are. Another Scald shielded up. And I'm going to go down. That's not good. I'm going to go and charge up lots of energy for Alligator. And I get the Shadow Claw down with all this energy. Going to bring in Meganium. And they have Cresselia, which I needed to fight for alignment. I needed to throw the Icy Winds from Shadow Poliwrath. But Frenzy Plant is putting in the work against Cresselia. Moonblast does not even get me to half health. Now, if they got a attack debuff, that would be nightmare. Going to swap, and I was not able to swap in time, and they are going to be able to take my Meganium out with Night Slash from Greninja. I should have just stayed in and threw a Frenzy Plant. But on to the next battle, we have the brand new Thunder Punch Gudra. Are they going to shield up? Ice Beam is not enough for one shot unless it's a Shadow, which even then it may have been able to hang on. I did try and catch the Thunder Punch, but they held on to the energy. And this Skeledirge is aware of EQ. The Disarming Voice is not enough, but they do get the Incinerate down. Now, to shield a Disarming Voice, I do. Hydro Cannon, kabooms! And let's see, the Gudra comes in. I'm going to no shield. I survive, I hang on. Thunder Punch is the bad move. They're going to pull off my last shield, though. And for Cresselia, can I get the damage on this thing? They're going to be debuffed, and there was hope, but grabbing the last shield off them. Sometimes with Ultra League, you just takes a lot more time, man. You win some, you lose some. Just having fun with this team. Even in the games I lose, it's okay. This is a fun team, man. It's early in the season. Now, I do grab both shields early on. They make a brilliant catch. Walrein has a potential for Earthquake, but I know you need 8 Powder Snows for EQ, and they do not have it. I was fine shielding, giving up one shield. Probably would have wanted me to under half health, but Swampert. And I'm going to throw the Icy Wind. I definitely could have thrown Scald, but I wanted to have a good chunk of energy left. Hydro Cannon, and let's bring in Meganium. Let's absorb that energy off them. To shield, I do, because I just need a Frenzy Plant for this grass type. Well, not for this Ice Fairy. Just need a Frenzy Plant to take that W and a 3-ball flex. I did not lose a single Pokemon. I took out 3 Pokemon. Beautiful lead. And they have a Ampharos safe swap, Shadow Ampharos. Meganium has escaped the Skeledirge. And I can comfortably take anything that's not a Focus Blast. And Frenzy Plant grabs a shield. Are they going to let this Frenzy Plant go? Kaboom, let's go. I did not give them too much farm. 2 Incinerates is okay. They're going to be able to throw before I have the chance for Hydro Cannon, but now, without any chance of them catching, Hydro Cannon is able to grab the last shield. And they have a disarming voice. They also have Decidueye. Okay, kind of tricky here, but Ice Beam lands. I get a couple more Shadow Claws in. And they are not going to be able to reach back-to-back Frenzy Plants in time before I get the counter down. Countering down a Ghost type. And then getting to the Scald. To Kaboom! The Skeleturge for the win. Definitely a pretty handy team. Just needing to know how to maneuver it around. Hydro Cannon may be resisted into Poliwrath, but it's the best thing you can do with how fast you get to it. Being able to throw the first move always as you outpace all of Poliwrath's moves. I do reach one last Hydro Cannon as a non-shadow, and I'm going to bring in my Shadow Poliwrath, expecting a blind Icy Wind. And they have Rhythm, which I'm going to debuff because I want to get the damage on this grass type. They are under half health with some decent energy, but we have Registeel. And you get to see Meganium up against Registeel. EQ gets them to about half health. They Focus Blast, and that's about a 2-shot. I reach the next Earthquake in time, and kaboom! They go down after one last Vine Whip. And hanging on to these shields has paid off because Frenzy Plant, and then they're going to need a boatload of energy to get through 2 shields and then to take me out because the counter was just too much. Shadow Poliwrath being able to just do enough damage in time, and we have another Poliwrath lead. Gonna play it the same with just spamming the Hydro Cannons. Want to get the damage out as ASAP Areno. They're going Icy Wind as expected. Getting them to yellow is fantastic. Is this going to be enough for a knockout? Oh, it's a Scald. Let's bring in Meganium. I don't really want to take Icy Wind, but it's just best. I have tons of energy, and there is a Clefable, which, immediate swap to get rid of debuff would have been terrible because you don't want to be using a counter user into a fairy type. It is only Meteor Mash, but that's fine. Going to grab the KO or a shield off them, and I'm going to be able to bring in Shadow Poliwrath now. Now, they may be able to reach 2 Meteor Mashes, but they throw and full send the Moonblast. They do have a Electro type, which is handy for them. The Scald lands, and I get the counter down. And I get the counter down on the Fairy type. And for Season High Elo, finish the day off with a 4-1 set with this team. These were all the battles I had. 2088. I will take that. Thank you for watching the video. Subscribe for daily Go Battle League videos and other Pokemon Go content.